It is. Now, Randy was yelling at me the other day, said, I haven't listened to a word that he said. And I thought, that's a very strange way to start a conversation.
That would be.
Oh, poor Randy.
It would be.
Okay. Yeah, what else do I got here? It is, here's a friend of mine who's telling me that they got fired from their job because they kept asking customers would they prefer smoking or non-smoking. Apparently, the correct term is cremation or burial. And with that, we're going to hand things off to Winehouse. So Winehouse, get up here and laugh, please. Make us laugh, please.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to make you laugh, Al. Get up. I can do. Yeah. So this Japanese guy, he walks into a currency exchange in America with 2,000, walks out with 72. Next week, he walks in with 2,000, but he only gets 66. He asks the lady, why do I get less money this week than last week? The lady says, it's fluctuations. He says, flux you, lazy American, too.
Oh, that's terrible. I love it.
I do, too. It's awful. A Swiss guy, he's looking for directions. Pulls up at a bus stop. Two Englishmen are standing there at the bus stop. And schluding ding ding können Sie Deutsch sprechen? Or I don't know how to say it, he says. The two Englishmen stare at him. Excusez-moi, parlez-vous français? They keep staring at him. Parlar italiano? No response. Hablan ustedes español? Still nothing. Swiss guy drives off, extremely disgusted. First Englishman turns to the second and says, maybe we should learn a foreign language. Why? Asked the other. Well, that bloke knew four languages and it didn't do him any good.
That's good.
Two Swedes, Sven and Oli. This would be for, she's not here, Sanovi. Two Swedes, Sven and Oli, work together. They're laid off together. They go to the unemployment office and ask his occupation. Oli goes, panty snitcher. I sew the elastic into cotton panties. The clerk looks up panty stitcher, finding it classed as an unskilled labor. She gives him $300 a week. Unemployment pay as well. Sven is asked his occupation. Diesel fitter, he says. Since diesel fitter is a skilled job, the clerk gives Sven $600 per week. When Oli finds out, he's furious. He storms back to the office to find out why his friend and co-worker is collecting double of his pay. Clerk says, panty stitchers are unskilled and diesel fitters are skilled laborers. But skilled, yells Oli. I sew the elastic on panties. Sven pulls them down on his head and says, yeah, diesel fitter.
That's great.
Three guys, they're on a trip to Saudi Arabia. One day they stumble into a harem tent filled with over 1,000 beautiful women. They start getting real friendly with all the women. Suddenly the sheik walks in. I'm the master of all these women. No one else can touch them except for me. You three men must pay for what you have done today. Punished in a way corresponding to your profession. Sheik turns to the first man and says, what do you do for a living? First guy says, well, I'm a cop. All right, we will shoot your penis off, says the sheik. And he then turns to the second man and says, what do you do? Second man says, oh, I'm a fireman. Well, then we will burn your penis off, says the sheik. Finally, he asks the last man, you, what do you do for a living? Third man answers with a sly grin, I'm a lollipop salesman. Lick my dick. Okay. This Englishman, a Frenchman, and a Russian are viewing a painting of Adam and Eve frolicking in the Garden of Eden. Look at their reserve, their calm, says the Englishman. They must be English. Nonsense, says the Frenchman. They're naked and so beautiful. Clearly they're French. No clothes, no shelter, the Russian points out. They have only an apple to eat. Being told this is paradise, they gotta be Russian. This Englishman, Irishman, and Scotsman have been working as jackaroos out west for many months. They're feeling the need of a woman. They therefore get together and acquire by mail order from Canberra this inflatable sex doll. They draw lots, and the Englishman gets the first shot. Half hour or so later, comes out of the spare room with a smile on his face. Bloody great, that. Better than the wife any day. Encouraged, the Scotsman goes in and emerges a few minutes later. You're not bloody wrong, Jimmy. It was worth the cost of a pint. Then the Irishman goes and takes his turn and emerges after a really short while with a puzzled, frustrated frown. I don't know what she's raving on about. It's bloody useless. All I did was give her a little love bite, and she lets out a bloody great fart and flies out the window. This cowboy got caught by some Indians. He's about to be executed, and they ask him if he has a last request. The cowboy says yes, walks to his horse, and whispers in the horse's ear. The horse runs off like a mad thing over the hills and comes back a while later with a beautiful naked blonde on its back, and the cowboy takes the blonde to a teepee, sex with her. Then he comes back out and requests another talk with the horse. The Indians are amazed, and they agree. So, the cowboy walks over to the horse, whispers in his ear again, and the horse takes off again on a rampage, and then he comes back with a beautiful naked redhead. The cowboy takes her into another teepee and has sex with her. He comes back out. Once more he asks to talk to the horse, and the Indians once more agree, so he walks over to the horse, whispers again. The horse takes off, returns with a beautiful naked brunette on its back. Cowboy takes the brunette to the teepee, has sex with her, comes back out, requests another talk with the horse, and the Indians are totally amazed by this point, and they agree. So the cowboy walks over to the horse and says, do this. Now read my lips. Posse.
Posse.
This Texan lands in Sydney. He's picked up by a taxi. After requesting a tour of the city, starts into a tirade about the small town airport, how in Texas they got big runways on their ranches. Pretty soon they're crossing the Sydney Harbor Bridge, and the Texans further unnoticed. I got a duck pond harbor and an ornamental bridge to span that makes this look like a toy, he says. Sydney Newcastle Expressway also gets his scorn. It's like, this is a road or a track? What is this? So when the kangaroo jumps out in front of the cab, causing the sudden severe application of brakes, the driver can't help himself. Goddamn grasshoppers, he says.